Hello, my name is Noryen Flores. I'm 20 years old. I'm running on the 10th quarter of electronic engineering, and today, as the statement says, today we're going to talk about phrases, their types, how to identify them, and some hints to make the way easier to know a little bit more about this topic. Before we start, I have to make clear that despite my laptop couldn't run the PowerPoint and screen recorder and the webcam at the same time, I'm going to watch the slideshow right here in my laptop, but you're gonna be able to watch the slideshow right here in this place. And also, I have to apologize because of the background sound. Sadly, I can't control that. So if we go with the first slideshow, we find the definition of a phrase. We cannot start to study about phrases if we don't know what a phrase is. So if we look up in the dictionary, we find with the following definition. What is a phrase? A small group of words standing together as a conceptual unit, typically forming a component of a clause. So, we can say basically that a phrase is a group of two or more words functioning as a meaningful unit within a sentence or a clause. We must highlight that a phrase is commonly well known as a grammatical unit at a level between a word and a clause. We have to make clear that a phrase is different from a clause. So these are idiomatic meanings or other significances such as euphemisms, sayings, proverbs, speeches, and so on. As example, we can have like all rights reserved. Now that we know this, we can go with the other point and the other slideshow, which is which elements constitute a phrase. So, essentially, a phrase is made up of a head or head word which determines the grammatical nature of the unit. It is the main word in the phrase and assumed to be a mandatory element in the phrase also. So, we can say basically that a head it's the thing or the person or whatever what we're going to talk about, and that's determined by modifiers how that thing works or is or it's going to be. So we have the modifiers, which are those who describe the head word or give us more information about it. If we have modifiers before the head, we call them pre-modifiers. If we have them after the head, they are post-modifiers. Phrases may contain other phrases inside them. So, that takes us to the other point, which is how to distinguish the different elements in a phrase. In terms of phrases, we can conclude that nouns are used to build noun phrases, verbs are used to build verb phrases, adjectives are used to build adjective phrases, and so on. A noun phrase consists on the central noun or pronoun and all its modifiers, including determiners, adjectives, and adjective clauses. We can see 3 examples right here about prepositional phrases. The first one is: the wise genie from the brass lamp granted 3 wishes. So, the thing we're gonna talk about in this case, it's the genie. So, genie, it's our head. We are going to talk about the genie. Something odd about this kind of phrases, it's that if you change the position of our head and we put it either in the first place or in the last one, it's not gonna change its meaning, but it's something that works in some examples. So, as pre-modifier we have wise, because wise is an adjective, the is an article, and wise working as an adjective determines how our head is, our genie. So we conclude that the genie is wise. As a post modifier, we have granted 3 wishes. As a preposition, we're going to say where our genie came from. So it came from the brass lamp. So that's our preposition. The post modifier granted 3 wishes, and that's how we form a prepositional phrase. As a second example, we have: a new building is under construction. The same thing happens with this example. Building is the thing we're going to describe. New, adjective that describes how this building is, which is new, is pre-modifier, and as a post modifier, it's that this building is under construction. Preposition is under, and construction gives more information about this new building. As a third example, we have: this is a good book in terms of plot. So we have this as preposition, is as a verb, a as an article, good as an adjective, and book, our head, because we're talking about the book and how good or bad it is. So good is our pre-modifier, and after book we have in terms of plot, which is the information we're given, the bonus information we're given to specify why our book is good. Let's see another examples with noun phrases. So, as a first example, we have: some of our neighbors bought a new electrical generator. Alright, in this case, our head, it's not gonna be in first place in the first 3 words of our sentence. In this case, we're talking about something we want, which is a new electrical generator, and the advantages or disadvantages it provides to us. So we have some of our neighbors, that works as a pre-modifier, sorry. And we have the predeterminer, which is some of, the central determiner, which is our, and our noun, that is neighbors. Neighbors works as a noun, and that's how we form a noun phrase. And our head, which is the thing we are describing, it's to buy a new electrical generator. The second example is: none of these packages pass the quality test. We're talking here, like in the first example, about the quality test. That's our head. That's the thing we're describing. That's the thing we're going to talk about. As a modifier, we have None of these packages passed the quality test. None of these packages, as a pre-modifier, as a post-modifier, passed. As a predeterminer, we have none of. This is the central determiner, and the packages is our noun. So, in the third example, we have this job will be done by my 4 colleagues. Our head is job, the thing we want, the thing we're gonna talk about. How it's gonna be done? That thing it's gonna be done as a modifier by these 4 colleagues. Colleagues is our noun, and my 4 gives more information about the ones that are gonna work in this job. So that's a modifier. So I hope you liked this presentation, and see you in the other one. Thanks.